Hello and welcome to WCCO's election night coverage on CBS in Minnesota. It is 8 p.m. and the polls have closed in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
For the next 2.5 hours, we'll share the very latest results and analysis from our team of reporters who are spread out all across the region this evening. We'll, of course, bring you this on TV and streaming online live right now. We are, of course, waiting for results to come in, and we will bring you them as soon as we get them right here on our digital stream. We're live tonight in several places, including DFL and GOP headquarters as the results roll in. We do expect to hear from candidates throughout the course of the evening as well, and we'll check in with our team of reporters shortly. But we want to begin our team coverage with Pat Kessler. So, Pat, I don't know, I guess we start in the big picture now that the polls are closed and where things might go from here.
Yeah, we were watching for the presidential race. We're starting to watch in Florida. The polls are closed there. That is going to be a very, very close race. President Trump has always been very, very strong in Florida. That's a tight one. If it's going to be close, as we expect, that means that this night is going to go for quite a long time. We are also watching the state of Pennsylvania. That one is where Joe Biden is leading by just a little bit. Joe Biden and Donald Trump both need to win that. And then it's all going to move to the Midwest, including Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio. That's where I think the presidency might be decided. That's what we have to find out tonight.
And of course, the polls, at least we know in Pennsylvania, it could be a couple of days before they actually come up with the number, right? Because between absentee ballots and
that's absolutely true. And one of the difficulties tonight is going to be because we have so many advanced voters. We have early voting, we have mail-in voting, we have absentee voting all around the country. We have to tabulate all of those votes in all 50 states. Now, Pennsylvania is going to be one of the toughest ones because they have several days after the election in order to count the votes. In Minnesota, the ballots must be received by 8 o'clock tonight. So this is what we're going to be looking at now for the next several hours as we go. It looks like President Trump is ahead in the states we expect him in, and there's so many states that are actually still up for grabs in the East. But we're going to be watching those states that I mentioned. Those are the keys for the next couple of hours.
Very interesting, right, Pat?
Oh, yeah, this is going to be historic.
Yeah.
One of the biggest presidential elections we have ever seen in all my years.
All right, we'll check in with you throughout the night, Pat.
Yeah, it's good to have you with us, Pat. Well, of course, the pandemic has been a major theme for the candidates this year, and for obvious reasons.
It has also changed the look of traditional election night parties, and tonight Esme Murphy is with the DFL in St. Paul. Jeff Wagner is in Bloomington with the Minnesota GOP, where we will see some supporters gathered with their candidates. We're going to go to Jeff first. What's going on there, Jeff?
Yeah, good evening, guys. The main ballroom here at the DoubleTree in Bloomington is starting to fill up. People have taken their seats. Minnesota GOP Chair Jennifer Carnahan is speaking to everyone, mentioning that the polls have closed, which drew a huge round of applause. In 2018, it was 800 people in this room. Because of the pandemic and restrictions this time around, only 250 people allowed inside. Everybody, of course, watching the screens to see all of those results coming in from the East Coast, and pretty soon right here in the Midwest. And, of course, a race Minnesotans from all corners of the state are specifically watching is for the U.S. Senate. Republican Jason Lewis is running against incumbent Senator Tina Smith. He's vying to be Minnesota's first GOP U.S. Senator since Norm Coleman in 2009. Lewis was a well-known conservative radio show host for several years, carrying a similar bravado as President Trump while also falling in line with the president's stances on issues. Now, Lewis had a brief stint in Congress in Minnesota's 2nd District, but he lost in his re-election campaign in 2018 to Angie Craig. Now, and a lot of money has been poured into this race, mainly on Senator Smith's side, more than $14 million. Lewis has raised about $5 million, but the separation in funds isn't equal to the separation in the polls. Lewis has been closing in on Senator Smith and doing so while recovering from emergency surgery.
Well, first, we're happy that he's healthy and recovering. Jason's one of the strongest, toughest people that I know in politics, and I just admire him so much for that. I got very choked up last night after listening to him because he's worked so hard, so hard this entire cycle, and he cares so much about Minnesota, and he just believes so strongly in freedom, and he's one of the rare politicians. He absolutely has no ego. He's not in this for himself, he's in it for the people, and when he talked about that, it just made me think about, in politics, you can be the hardest working candidate in the world, and it doesn't always mean you'll win.
Now, I mentioned the 2nd Congressional District. The Republicans are trying to take that back from Angie Craig, and they have newcomer Tyler Kistner, who's trying to do so. The former Marine and lifelong Minnesotan has a chance to turn that district red again, which it was for about the 17 years prior to Craig's victory in 2018. Now, Kistner, he wanted to delay voting in this race to February after the recent death of the third-party candidate in this race. It triggered a state law to delay the election, but a Supreme Court judge denied him the emergency request from Kistner from a federal appeals court. So here we are tonight, actually monitoring what's expected to be a close race, and my colleague Esme Murphy, she's embedded with the other side of the aisle, who's also watching this race, the DFL party, and she has an update for us now.
Thank you, Jeff. Things are actually very different over here at the DFL headquarters. This is the scene here. You've got a lot of technicians over here, and over here you've got the media, and that's it. There is no public here. There is no crowd here because they have not been invited at all. Now, I will tell you, I've gotten some reaction to some of the early results in other states, even though these are not final results. People here are disappointed about Florida. They had seen that Joe Biden was doing very well in certain parts of Florida, but he is not doing well in Miami-Dade County. It looks like Biden will not win Florida. We don't know that for sure. The totals are not in yet, but people here are upset because they thought if Joe Biden could win Florida, it would be an early night, that the electoral votes would roll up and everything would just be all set. But it doesn't look like that. Things are going that well for Biden in Florida. However, they are very excited about another state, North Carolina, where Biden does have a lead over President Trump. It's a small lead. It's not final, but that is a state that Donald Trump won 4 years ago, so there's excitement over that. Now, just a few minutes ago, before the polls closed here in Minnesota, I talked with the chair of the DFL party about his outlook for the night. Every single Democrat that I've talked to is nervous and worried, and they keep bringing up 2016. Yeah. Is that it? And considering everything that's out there, how are things looking?
Well, look, it certainly feels a lot different than 2016, I can tell you. We know that just with the early vote, the record early vote now, and the level and the enthusiasm we're seeing, even today, the lines around the state.
In Democratic areas?
Yes, in Democratic areas. We feel really good about what we're seeing out there. But again, there's so much PTSD, as you rightfully said, from 2016. We're not going to take anything for granted. I'm not going to make any predictions tonight. While I'm optimistic, I'm not overly confident. We just got to, we'll see. I mean, the die has been cast. We've done everything we can to get out the vote and to make our case to Minnesotans. But I think at the end of the night, the DFL is going to have a great night.
Now, one of the things that you see when there are no people here is you see all the people who are behind the scenes suddenly are right in front of the cameras, like this group right here. These are DFL staffers, and they are waiting to monitor results that have yet to come in. We've got Chris, we've got Vlad, we've got Natalie, and we've got Amanda. These are the people that you never see, the staffers who really crunch the numbers, who do all the legwork in the field, and they are waiting for the Minnesota results to come in. I just asked them, I said, guys, anything yet? Nope. Okay. So we are right here with them, but it is kind of neat to be able to see them. We're part of the very different field that we're getting this time around because of COVID. Obviously, it is a bit odd to not have the public here, to not have the people here, because in the end of the day, that is what elections are all about. But we do have a few insights, including these folks here who are kind enough to let us do our live shot next to them.
Well,
So
when
back
you
to you guys in the
see what
studio.
comes on their computer, you get back to us immediately, Esme.
I know.
All right.
Thank
Will
you,
do.
Esme.
Good to see you.